I am gonna use that word, stupid, because like literally you sound ignorant when you say certain things. Hiding behind a keyboard and trying to shame somebody. Like, I always say this, why are you here? Why do you follow me? Cool way to live your life.
Oh my God, Ryan78, please go the fuck away. God. You're not even qualified to talk about it. I literally just said how I'm going through intense courses studying it.
Hey, welcome to my channel. Today we're checking in with Autumn Calabrese. She's a super trainer with BODi, which used to be Beachbody. She's known for her programs like 21 Day Fix, 80 Day Obsession, stuff like that. You could say she's an Instagram influencer. In the last Autumn Calabrese videos I did, we talked more about her being like moving into like the self-help space, kind of becoming like a self-help guru. Which just meant like regurgitating Tony Robbins, like little buzzwords and stuff. And then she hosted like a mindset Zoom with like body coaches. So I dove into that. And then today it's going to be just a little bit different. We're going to take a look at what she's been doing kind of the past month or so in terms of her own health and what she's been sharing. Oh, it's a lot. So we're going to dig in. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about disordered eating, dieting. If any of that's not for you, that's okay. You might want to click off this video. I have a master's degree in nutrition. I have a bachelor's in exercise science. And I grew up dancing and was an NFL cheerleader. So I have a lot of the same background as Autumn. I've had a lot of the same struggles. I've had my own food struggles. And I'm going to talk about all that because I think she's at a place where her mental health, I don't think, in my opinion, is doing so great. And we're just going to kind of take a look at what's been going on there. So buckle up, grab a drink. Here we go.
Stress has a huge impact on your hormone health. I'm doing my 6-month intensive hormone health course through the Integrative Institute of Nutrition right now. And literally every disorder, every imbalance that they talk about with hormones, stress is one of the causes that comes up in every single one. So I know that's something I deal with all the time. I just lead a stressful life. It's just one of those things, right? You have to learn to manage it, and I do my best with managing it. But
stress impacts your hormone health. Yes, true. So she posted this story from her doctor's office, the Gladden Longevity Center, which I thought actually about doing a little deep dive on. It definitely seems a little to me, it's like all private pay, all these supplements that look like a lot of nonsense. But you know what's stressful, Autumn? I'm just going to say it. Not eating enough. When your body is starving, that's a stressful state. That is like for sure known to mess with your hormones. The fact that she goes to these doctors kind of tells me that she's lacking critical thinking right now. I feel like she's going through a stressful time. She's looking for something to hang on to, something else to like regiment in her life, something else to control. Because she does lead a stressful life. Like, to be fair, sure. Also a very privileged life. Let's not forget that. But stressful, yes. But I think she's got things going on top of that. And I don't think she's getting proper mental health care because she's doing like self-help. She's going to see Tony Robbins. And this is just like, we are just dipping our toe into this pool, you guys. So let's carry on. Oh, I remembered what I was going to say. Okay. It makes me feel like, yeah, so she's lacking like those critical thinking skills because actually you'll see as we go further, she's kind of taking things into her own hands. I have a lot of questions as to like what healthcare professionals like she's really seeing and what they're doing and what she's doing and what she's promoting. So tip of the iceberg, just the tip. This next clip, again, relating to her hormone health, this one really stopped me in my tracks.
I'm going to put it in the oven, and then while it's cooking, I'm going to try to find my life. I mentioned to you guys yesterday how I've been dealing with all my hormone issues, and my doctors, sorry guys, this is going to be too much information for some of the men, but I skipped my cycle last month because my progesterone was so low that my body didn't even get its cycle. So they actually had to put me on progesterone and like force my cycle to start. So it started yesterday. But because of that, oh my God, my cramps are next level. Like I woke up doubled over, haven't felt like that since I was a teen. Like literally doubled over, thought I was gonna puke. They were so bad. So I did bust out
So she's constantly in stress mode. Her hormones are out of whack. She's got amenorrhea. Tell me again that this isn't a disordered situation. Like, tell me again that you're eating enough, because I don't think so. Like I said, this one really gave me pause. But she had to make sure to plug that Jovi patch. She gets paid when you buy that. Right? So I saw that. I like had to step away from the Instagram. I was like, that's enough internet for now. And she mentioned she was getting ready to go to Disney. So yeah, I don't know, like maybe the next day I popped on and I saw like another one of her mad rants, which we're gonna see next. And I was like, what? What was she? You know what? Why don't I just play it?
It's Monday, y'all, and today is the day. You know how people like to say, oh, it's not the day and it's not the person? Oh, it's the day, and I'm the person. Let's do it. Let's get into it. I put up a post yesterday asking people, like showing what I ate at Disneyland on Saturday with Dom. Let me pause this so I can really be on my soapbox. Showing what I ate at Disneyland and how like I picked my healthy options, and the one picture I didn't have, of course, was the Rice Krispie treat Dom and I ate because he gave me a little piece of it and ate the thing so dang fast, and we were having fun at the time, so I didn't bother to stop and take a photo, but I obviously put it in the comments that I had a Rice Krispie treat too. And then I asked people, like, which type are you when you go to an amusement park? Are you a person that still looks for your healthy options and stays on point? Or are you just like, hey, I'm gonna indulge and that's cool and I'll get back on point tomorrow? And of course, stupid people. Yes, I am gonna use that word, stupid, because like literally you sound ignorant when you say certain things. When you attack somebody for wanting to eat healthy at an amusement park. Like, it's just so, it's like a blind attack. Like, you're not even thinking about what you're saying. I'm a fitness and nutrition expert. I'm a health expert. I obviously enjoy taking care of my body. I've been through years of gut health issues. I have mentioned recently that I'm dealing with hormone issues. So why in the world, like, would I purposely put stuff in my body that I know doesn't feel good? That would be truly idiotic on my part to do that.
So at this point in the video, I'm thinking, okay, she found like some healthy options at Disney. Cool. Like, I have never been to Disneyland. I'd love to see like what the healthy options are. Yeah. So I'm thinking, God, how bad can it be? And she like is really getting mad here, calling people stupid. Like, they sound ignorant. The irony is not lost on me. It's not lost. She is sounding ignorant, and it's only going to get worse.
So I was showing like, this is what I ate, and there were healthy options. They were a little harder to find, and one person was even like, oh, can we say orthorexia? And I think it's so funny that people just start throwing labels out. They don't even know what it means. You guys, I don't have an obsession with eating healthy, but I do enjoy eating healthy because it feels good in my body. I eat all that junk food that is just loaded with sugar, loaded with fat, loaded with preservatives. First of all, I am educated. I know what that does to my body. That is not good for our health. But if you want to do it, right, and have the treat, have the ice cream, or have the churro, or have the corn dog, do it. Have it. Get it. Good for you. Like, there's no shame in it. I'm not shaming anybody.
I get it. I get it to an extent. Someone called out orthorexia in the comments, and I'm sorry. Feels pretty spot on. Autumn claims she doesn't have an obsession. Again, the irony is not lost. One of her programs is called 80-Day Obsession. You know what I mean? Control Freak. Portion Fix even kind of is a little, you know, she'll only eat like foods that like she thinks are healthy. That's like the definition of orthorexia, to the point where it interferes with your life, right? Like, where you're bringing food everywhere because you don't think like it's going to be like healthy enough for you, right? That's a problem. And I think she has signs of that. Her gut health, her hormones, like, hello, I feel like the red flags are going up. Like, is anyone telling you, I'm sorry, is anyone telling you to try eating more? Has anyone said it? Good for you. Do it. Have it. I'm not going to have it. Okay. Good for you. Like, just so. Ugh.
But I am going to say this, and this is probably going to hit some people the wrong way, but I'm going to say it. Overindulging on junk food. Food that we know, common sense, is not good for us. Foods that are like super high in sugars, all the like excessive desserts and fried foods and alcohol and soda, things that have been proven by science repeatedly at this point to not be good for us. Overindulging in those, you guys, I'm being very careful about what I'm saying here. I'm not shaming somebody if they have a treat now and then or whatever, because we can have balance. But overindulging in it and thinking like, oh, I'm gonna go to the amusement park, so I'm gonna have the ice cream and the corn dog and the soda and the burger and the fries and the churro and the popcorn and the whatever else. When you do that, overindulging on foods that we know aren't good for us, that is the new disordered eating.
I have mixed feelings about this, but mainly she's deflecting. I feel like this is like, I don't have an eating disorder. You have an eating disorder. That won't be the only time we see this either.
Doing that and then shaming somebody for eating healthy and being like, oh, you eat healthy, so you must be obsessed with eating healthy, or you must be deprived, or you're not having any fun, or you didn't enjoy your life. Like, this is the new disordered way of thinking about food. Food should be in its most natural form as much as possible. Yes, we can have treats. We should enjoy our treats. Nothing wrong with it. But it's the overindulging that is the problem. And also the hiding behind a keyboard and trying to shame somebody. Like, I always say this, why are you here? Why do you follow me? You know what I teach. So you're literally following me knowing that I teach healthy eating, knowing that I preach balance, moderation, portion control, not having dessert every day, unless you're making it out of a superfood shake, that's awesome, or not having alcohol every single day or in excessive amounts. Like, that's me, that's what I teach. I'm never gonna stop teaching it. So I guess if you're here to just, see what I teach and get fired up about it and try to shame me, that's cool way to live your life.
Some of that was true. Again, I have a lot of mixed feelings about that. My mom is one of those people who's like a really healthy eater pretty much most of the time, not like obsessed or anything. And she does sometimes get called out. Sometimes her friends like will make comments like that, like, oh, of course she's getting, the apple instead of the chips, right? If they went to Panera or something, of course she got the apple and not the baguette, right? So I could see how it could be hurtful, but I feel like at the same time, my mother would never turn around and say, you're eating the chips, you have an eating disorder, that's unhealthy, that's disgusting, you're disgusting, even if it hurt her feelings. She doesn't have an eating disorder, so she's not going to feel attacked. And, she has class, so she wouldn't be doing that. Shout out to my healthy mom. I gotta see what did she eat at Disneyland? Like, what is the fuss about? So, we're going to do that now.
What I ate at Disneyland. Before we left for the day, I had a healthy breakfast of protein, veggies, and carbohydrates. As soon as we got there, I got a big bottle of water and a pineapple spear. Gotta stay hydrated. Lunch was a burger on a gluten-free bun, french fries, and more water. Bun wasn't that great, so I skipped it, but I enjoyed the fries. Next up, more water and some cuties. Then I got myself some veggies to snack on while we continued to walk around the park, more water, and when we got home, I had a big salad, more veggies, and I added some bacon to it. All in all, a great day.
But like, where's the Disney food? Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, let's see. A pineapple spear, up to 3 cuties, who knows? A burger patty, some fries. I don't think she ate all those fries because I've seen her say things about way like less unhealthy foods. Like, oh, I'm not going to eat this whole thing.
I also got this really yummy fruit and granola bowl. Not gonna eat the whole thing.
Also, she claims to make fries every day in her air fryer, so I just don't feel like she would I don't feel like she'd maybe be that excited for like all those French fries. I don't need to know where to find like an overpriced like cup of like vegetables at Disney. Like I've never been to Disneyland, but I mean I live pretty close to some major amusement parks. And I feel like they usually let you bring in like some like healthy snacks. Like, and I would do that anyway instead of overpaying for them. I would have liked to have seen like, is there a cool place to get like, I don't know, like a chicken and veggie kebab, or I have no idea literally what's at Disney. I just thought of something that might be like kind of like a healthy option you know what I mean, like at like a cool spot. I think, first of all, that's what I think people wanted to see. Like the rest of it, like I just really don't care about. The rest of it, I just don't care about. And we don't often get a look at like Autumn's whole day like this. So I think it's really interesting. It does look like a small amount of calories. She's a small person. It's hard to say. We don't really know. But it does appear kind of to be a lot of like safe or like clean foods as you like watch the whole video. She made sure to let you know that she had like a clean breakfast of protein, veggies, whatever. Do you think she ate that ranch that was with the veggies? Because I personally don't. I feel like I know she overpaid for that. I know she overpaid for that somewhere. Why wouldn't I just like walk in with a bag of celery in my bag and like, I don't know, a little like travel peanut butter or something that's not going to go bad? You know what I mean? Because I usually like have no problem getting in with like an apple or something, like maybe a peanut butter sandwich if I think it's going to be like a long day. That what I ate at Disneyland was completely underwhelming. Like, thanks. But it doesn't end here. She just cannot let it go. And she brings it back up the next day.
Good morning, you guys. Happy Tuesday. Making my matcha. I'm having a little bit of a slow start to my morning. But there was something I was thinking about yesterday that I figured I'd come on and just chat about really quick. I had my morning yesterday where I was like not happy with people's attitude, obviously, about my Disneyland, what I ate at Disneyland video. And I was thinking about it more and how many people had commented like, oh, you walk 10 to 12 miles, just eat whatever you want. Like there was a bunch of people saying stuff like that. And I was like, wow, that is a not healthy mentality to have around food. Like, oh, I exercise, so eat whatever I want. Like that mentality, not good, you guys. That is, if you have that mentality and you have that mentality all the time, that might be why you feel like you're on a hamster wheel when it comes to your fitness, when it comes to your nutrition, if it's losing weight. I work out for a lot of reasons, but none of them are so I can eat whatever I want. I work out so I can feel strong, so my heart is strong, my lungs are strong, my muscles are strong. My mind is strong. I work out so it helps with my anxiety. It helps with my stress. But I am not working out ever with the mentality of like, oh, I just did that hard workout so I can go eat whatever I want. Also, what I want is not typically like a bunch of junk food. Like you guys see, I do share it all the time. Like when I was in Utah last week, we went and had ice cream. I had 2 scoops, big cone, ate the whole thing. I have no problem eating a dessert or enjoying cocktails or things like that.
No, I don't have an eating disorder. You have an eating disorder. She really has like this like black and white thinking about like if I'm not eating like super healthy, then I'm like pigging out on junk food. And she makes so many contradictions to where sometimes I feel like kind of go in and correct herself and say like, oh, we love balance. You know, you can have a treat, you can have this. But she kind of looks at other people as like kind of like pigging out or like overeating on those foods where like she's better. She's better than that. I'm educated. I know what this does to my body. You know, I don't want to feel gross. I don't want to be gross. I don't want to look gross. Orthorexia is tough because it is such like a fine line between like being healthy and being like so obsessed with it that it's like your whole life. I've followed Autumn for a long time, like including like when I was really like deep into my own like eating issues. And believe it or not, we're going to see it actually get a little bit worse in the next few clips. So
good morning, guys. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's day's off to a really good start. Mine is. Got up, took Buddy for a walk, did some reading. I'm actually getting ready to have some breakfast right now, which is a little bit later in the morning for me, but my doctors have me trying some other things to help balance my hormones, not just all my supplements. So one of those things is fasting, and we're doing some different fasting times based on where I'm at in my cycle. So last night into today was like a 17-hour fast. It's actually been 17 and a half hours, but I feel good. I stopped. I had dinner at like 5:30 last night, sort of relaxed throughout the rest of the night, got up, had an easy morning, and now I'm gonna have my breakfast. So I'm having
for me, I'm having a vegan meal. So it's coconut yogurt. There's no artificial or added sweeteners in there. Chia seeds, hemp seeds, raw activated cashews, strawberries, sauteed veggies with it. And then I also got this extract. It's natural white cake batter flavor. So I put that in my yogurt bowl. So I'm super excited to try that. That should be really yummy. It's actually still high protein just because of the hemp, the chia seeds, the cashews, and even the coconut yogurt has protein in there. But it's to help. One, like the 17-hour fast takes you into autophagy, where your body will start to clear out and get rid of toxins. So it does a little bit of a detox, but it also will clear out cells that are not functioning properly. It'll also clear out like chemicals and things like that that have built up in the cells. So that helps. That can really help even with hormone balancing, because it's also going to help balance insulin and blood sugar. So all of these things are things that I'm just learning about, diving into, and really enjoying getting to go through the process on myself.
My body's going to detox itself anyway and kill off the cells that are dying or shitty anyway. I noticed that little smirk when she was like, it was really like 17 and a half. I really didn't eat for like 17 and a half hours. Yikes. Look, whatever you think about fasting and hormone health, good for you. If you have issues with your hormones, for the love of all that's good, see an endocrinologist. Like, what are you doing? The doctors at Gladden, by the way, like the one guy used to be, I think, a cardiologist, which is great, awesome, educated, good for you. Not a hormone specialist. That super regimented eating, when you are like so strict like that, it seems like, you're doing every single thing. It's like, what else can I do? Few things are, more extreme. Fasting is one of them. I would suspect that Autumn has like found a doctor to enable her like into doing this. I feel like, who would honestly recommend this to someone like her? You know what I mean? I don't know. You can leave your opinion about that, but I feel like that's insane. She already has issues like with eating. I don't think she needs to be like restricting her food more. They're just enabling. They're enabling this like eating disorder. And I feel like I'm watching it happen in real time, because this is what would happen to me is I would, that strict eating would easily turn into, days without eating. Like days and days. Days and days, multiple times a month. This is a slippery slope. She's on the slope. She's on the slope. She's sloping down. We're in trouble. So the vegetables at breakfast, if you're not like too familiar with Autumn, she has said that she has to have vegetables at breakfast. And I mean, she has to have them. She has to have them to start her day.
You guys, I know some people think I'm really crazy when it comes to my vegetables and breakfast, because a lot of people don't eat vegetables at breakfast unless maybe it's in an omelet. But I have to have vegetables at breakfast. Like, I need them to start my day.
Tell me that's not a little obsessive. I love it. Get your veggies in, get them in early. I love that for you. But if it's an issue where like your whole day is going to be off if you like didn't get your veggies in the morning, you might have to reevaluate. You know what I mean? See a dietitian, see someone who is like registered with their state, who went to like college and beyond for what they practice, just like her self-help. She's just kind of like taking the reins. She's going into this course, just kind of learning it and repeating it to like everyone else as she goes. Oh, it's so tiring. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging in there. We just got one more left. It's a doozy. Let's do it.
Good for balancing your whole. I want to tell you guys, like, I'm a work in progress. I am learning. I am reading a ton. I am deep into my integrative Institute of Nutrition hormone health class. So lots of learning going on. I'm sharing a little bit about what I'm learning as I go. So I had mentioned probably like 4 or 5 weeks ago that when I went and saw my doctors, my hormones are really out of balance, which I knew I could feel it. I just feel inflamed. Like my moods were really off. My cycle was super off. So just things, feeling the things. And at 42, this is where people start to go, well, you're 42, perimenopause, and that's normal. And I think that is probably our biggest problem, is we cough up so many issues to just aging, and that's not really the case. So anyways,
I have no idea what feeling inflamed means. I don't know what the people mean when they say that. No, girl, you are feeling that because you aren't eating. Your body's it's in a stressful state. These are the signs.
because I'm actually not even in perimenopause yet. I'm just in stress mode all the time, and stress can really mess up our hormones for so many reasons. People are so stupid. I don't know why they follow me. Why are they on here? I eat bird food. Okay, well, I don't think the steak I ate last night for dinner is what a bird would eat, but cool. Anyways, so I just figured I would talk a little bit. I'm not going to go into huge, big detail about it. I want to do like little bits of information as we go, because I can tell you, even from sitting and learning it, like I have to go back and reread and write down and read my notes and read it again and process it all again, because there's just so much information to take in. So
yes, true. Yes, the endocrine system, so complex. Ask any student who has taken like anatomy and physiology, anything like that. Yeah, it's a really tough one. Endocrinologists literally go to medical school and then further specialize in the endocrine system. Like, she never addresses if she's actually seeing one, and I feel like she's probably not.
oh my God, Ryan78, please go the fuck away. God. I know he's looking to get a rise out of me. It's just so annoying to see his stupid comments keep popping up. You're not even qualified to talk about it. I literally just said how I'm going through intense courses studying it. But anyways,
I am so qualified to talk about this. I'm in the middle of a course right now. So you didn't even finish the course. So, right, so you're not.
When I mentioned yesterday that I was doing a 17, like it ended up being like a 17 and a half hour fast, a lot of people were asking me like, why? But so many of us eat the standard American diet, the SAD diet. It's nicknamed that for a reason, because it's just highly processed foods, loaded with sugar, loaded with chemicals, and these things can really start to mess with your hormones. Think of your cells as like tiny little factories, just like any part could get worn out. Fasting can also put you into ketosis. Something that ketones can do, they can go to your hypothalamus and actually turn off your hunger hormone, because so many of us, like the way we eat, we don't really get these cues from our body anymore as to we're full, stop eating.
You know who actually doesn't get fullness cues? Folks with anorexia, anorexics. Under eating like that does kind of turn off that satiety cue, and it has to. The body's trying to get calories.
One other thing I want to say that it can do is help with your microbiome. And obviously, you guys know I love talking about gut health. Those bad bacteria are the ones that thrive on sugar. And those are the things kicking off those sugar cravings a lot of the time. So sometimes people are like, well, I'm having these horrible sugar cravings. It's because maybe, I'm not saying absolutely, but I'm saying maybe you have an imbalance in your gut microbiome, and those bad gut bacteria are sending out that signal because they want their energy source so that they can keep thriving. But then when that's out of balance, other things start to get out of balance as well.
What? No. I feel like this is such like a gross, like pro-Anna, like brainwash yourself technique to say like, this sugar craving that I'm experiencing is from my gut bacteria, right? So I'm not going to feed like this bad gut bacteria, right? Instead of responding to your body telling you like, I need calories to do my functions. I need more energy to keep you alive. She's mentioned in other stories, more when she was kind of getting into like the self-help space, like, you know, she had a lot like going on in her life, maybe some things like felt like out of her control. And that's the thing. A lot of times, like when you're so deep in it, you might not admit like that you're doing it for control, but when everything else really does feel out of your control, it really does become the last thing. And like it's hard to see when you're in it, at least in my experience. Like I remember when my parents got divorced, I like radically changed my diet. I started going vegetarian, vegan, and that would kind of come and go over the years. And I started kind of noticing like when I was doing that, and like eventually kind of in hindsight was able to put that together. I think she's in a similar space. She's got a lot of extra stress in her life. Things are starting to feel like outside of her control. Um, like in her personal like relationships or whatever. So she's like really like reeling in the diet. She's really getting more extreme by like doing fasting. And for me, being so restrictive was just like an easy, like I said, just like a slippery slope into just outright not eating. And yeah, she's getting in there too with the fasting. So we'll see where it goes. That's all I got. All right, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and sticking through the whole video. Leave me a like if you have not already. Consider subscribing for more and leave a comment. We can all learn from each other's experiences, and I'd love to hear what you think. See you in the next one.